Hey guys, Dov here with some more Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer action. Today we're here with the Empire. Yes, indeed, the Empire are going to be taking on the Dark Elves, Hadris versus Shetland Apache once again, so get excited. Shetland Apache going with a wild build, already taking some damage right off the bat on these war wagons. He's got a few of them. Bolt throwers coming in doing some good damage. We've got grenade outriders, some spearmen, some handgunners. Balthazar leading the way with a couple Lance Demigryph Knights. And yeah, as for the Dark Elves, they've brought some crossbows to answer to the guns. They've got 3 repeater crossbows here, 2 bolt throwers, 3 witch elves, and 3 blackguard with a Supreme Sorceress Lore of Beasts and a single cost-effective, cute furry manticore for terror. And I like this front line quite a bit. It's very small, but the blackguard in particular are a good elite choice versus the Empire, as long as they don't get shot up too much. And the Witch Elves can act as anti-infantry, so a nice hybrid infantry line there. Lore of Beasts for the Supreme Sorceress, Manticore summons, so definitely looking to push Manticores all across the field. And this is one of the weaknesses of war wagons. Armor-piercing artillery, long-range artillery, direct fire, kind of either cannons or bolt throwers, kind of that direct fire artillery. That stuff's going to be very good against these war wagons. Pushing forward, if they can get in range to start to shoot the Blackguard, they'll be able to generate quite a bit of value, but here this is potentially a weird situation where the Dark Riders with repeater crossbows actually outranged the grenade outriders. Regular repeater handgun outriders would not be outranged here, but you can see already the war wagons firing in, flipping away at the wings here of this Blackguard formation. So far they haven't picked off any models, I don't think, but oh, there goes the first one. Got his head capped. A good shot there by that wagon. Meanwhile, this other wagon here is done. That unit's pretty much done already. Shetland making his way up, very patiently coming forward here with all of his ranged units trying to, you know, sustain. Like we've got a bit of a flock of doom going off, damaging some of those spearmen and outriders a little bit. And the Dark Riders have taken some damage in return, but the Empire definitely taking the worst end of this skirmish engagement right now. But here we go. Now the handgunners are able to get in range here. Looks like we're going to be having a bombardment as well. Yep, nice overcast Searing Doom. Interesting to see the overcast, but still does quite a bit of damage along with the grenades, and you can see those blackguards getting absolutely roasted right now as the grenades pull up. Unfortunately, the war wagons have continued to take damage here on the from the bolt throwers rather. Empire Knights now charging the flank. Gonna get a good charge on these Witch Elves. Witch Elves with low armor and just relying on their physical resistance only will take a lot of damage on that charge. Yeah, pretty good stuff there. The Empire Knights probably don't want to stay engaged in combat for too long, though, as these halberds will come through and absolutely eat them alive. Meanwhile, over here, yeah, halberds taking some damage, but honestly, not too much. Not too much. War wagons over here continuing to skirmish, memeing it up, absolutely. And this is one problem with Empire Knights. They are relatively slow, and Witch Elves on the charge can just about catch up with them. But another Searing Doom here from Balthazar, just taking his time. You know, he's doing his thing, not like shooting exactly, but it almost looks like gunpowder shots raining from the sky there. And Gehenna's Golden Hounds also will do quite a bit of damage to the Witch Elves in particular. But you can see here Balthazar getting chased away by the Feral Manticore. The Demigryph Knights still staying in a protection position. The handgunners pulling up and just absolutely whittling away. Very, very nice damage on these Witch Elves here. Have to be careful though, the Witch Elves are fast enough to catch the handgunners and enrage them and absolutely clean them up. But we do have a murderous prowess push going right now. Here, Shetland uses the handgunners, or sorry, the Knights to protect from the handgunners. Nice hit and run charge, disrupting those Witch Elves, doing a bunch of damage to them. He's got to be careful. These halberds, again, just kind of hanging around, and now the repeater crossbows are starting to come forward as well. Demigryph Knight's getting a good hit and run charge, but here comes another Manticore summon, and there's plenty of Overwatch fire from those crossbows, as well as Blackguard still hanging around here as well, so really not a great situation for the Demis to be in. One of the units gets enraged, unfortunately, and gets trapped up against the halberds. Meanwhile, the real Manticore and the Summoned Manticore both coming after Balthazar, and the Demigryph Knights are going to have to try and desperately screen him out, but he just quickly gets mauled by these two together. A few quick charging attack animations, and Balthazar's basically done for. That will turn the balance power pretty significantly against the Empire, but they've still got quite a few units left, quite a few ranged units in particular. And the Dark Elves, you know, a lot of their melee units are starting to run out of steam. They've really only got this Manticore, which is quite healthy, currently attempting to finish Balthazar. I guess the other Manticore is the real one, the one that's not so healthy. This one will eventually fade, but it's a matter of if it can finish off Balthazar in time, then it's absolutely paid for itself. These Demigryph Knights really need to come and try and screen him out if they can, but Shetland's got a lot on his plate right now in terms of micro, ping-ponging around with these different units. Empire Knights were getting a really nice charge there, but unfortunately just got enraged in the middle of it, and the bolt throwers here have absolutely paid dividends. I haven't really got too many kill totals, but just been picking away at high value, kind of low model count units this entire time, providing consistent DPS. And what can Shetland do against such reckless crossbows? We'll see. Demigryph Knights are going to charge in here, get a decent charge against those Witch Elves, and immediately pull away before they get too involved with the halberds there. Here, these handgunners are actually kind of beating the Dark Riders in melee, which I don't really understand, but let's roll with it. I guess martial or murderous prowess not active, and a beautiful volley from these handgunners as well. A few grenades coming in also, and a nice charge from the war wagons. A little bit of a drive-by, if you will. Well, maybe not a drive-by, maybe more like a drive-in, and then get stuck and probably killed by the halberds. We'll see. Maybe they'll actually be able to rout the halberds here with the overwhelming gunfire, and it does look like that is the case. Shetland's actually able to stabilize the balance of power somewhat with that gunfire here. Balthazar also desperately coming back, trying to get away from that angry Manticore. Can he get back? Nope, Demigryph Knight's support is gone, so he's basically out on his own there. And the guns, I mean, they're trying to do their best to pick off these Blackguard, but it's going to be very close. The bolt thrower crews are just about out of ammo. So if Shetland can use this war wagon to try and chase off some of these routing units, keep them from coming back, and somehow deal with this Manticore, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility for him to win this. We've got 5 grenades here. Come on, boys. Let's see what you got. Bombs away, and they're shooting at 2 Blackguard. That's hilarious. Man, Blackguard have such good leadership. It's fighting to the absolute end here. They have 18 health between the two of them. You know, 9 HP each, let's say, on average, and the last of the bolt thrower shots are being used here. Finish off those grenade outriders, so yeah, it's going to be a really tight finish. You can see the balance of power not fully stabilized, but still, considering how far back it was, considering the fact that Gelt is gone, looking pretty good for the Empire. And did that Manticore just get absolutely gatted by those handgunners? Did I miss that? Wow. Must have happened very quickly. That being said, the Dark Riders and the Supreme Sorceress herself coming through with her splash attacks will be able to clean up those handgunners. These handgunners over here get routed off, and yeah, these handgunners are going to make their final stand up on the high ground. The Empire Knights trying their best to clean up these Dark Elf Bolt Thrower crews. But I don't know if they're actually going to win that fight. It's hard to say. And an absolute photo finish here. Who will win? Looking like the Dark Elves at the moment, but unfortunately, these handgunners get a little bit bunched up here, and they're both going to get hit by this charge. A nice Flock of Doom, really well timed from that Supreme Sorceress there. Does enough magic damage to help rout these units off, but maybe, again, these handgunners are kind of winning almost in combat, but no. The splash attacks from the Supreme Sorceress are too much, finishes off their leadership, and now it's just these tattered Empire Knights finishing off the Bolt Thrower crew on the high ground. The Manticore is really what's too much. I was going to say, the Manticore's got to still be here somewhere. I don't think it got gatted down, and it is indeed still here. And the Manticore alone can probably finish the rest of this, so very good game. A nice job by Shetland staying calm, trying to bring that game back, and he was just about able to do it, but just not quite enough left at the end of the day. And you can see various units starting to give up the fight. Empire Knights still fighting as they are winning. They're like, hey, why should we stop? The handgunners are going to shatter, and that will lead to army losses. So a beautiful game. Big thanks to Shetland for posting all those ones for me to cast. And yeah, an awesome game on both sides. Both players had some really nice plays. Great job by Hadris staying tight to his artillery and really utilizing it to great effect, picking away at the war wagons primarily. Then next up, the grenade launchers. Demigryph Knights were dealt with quite well. Also, using the halberds to kind of screen out. Halberds themselves definitely took a pummeling, but the Witch Elves were able to do pretty well. Yeah, 106 kills on the Empire Knights. Absolutely excellent. 73, 66, and 56 for the handgunners. Also did a really nice job. I have to say, just wild builds on both sides. Hadri's build, I guess not that wild. It's pretty standard stuff. I myself have taken like mass bolt throwers against the Empire, and it's worked out pretty well, but I mean, obviously Shetland, as always with the wild builds here, multiple grenade launchers, war wagons, just a lot of fun with Balthazar, absolute meme. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.